Want to get to some breaking news now. Today, host Savannah.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I figure we do a live because there's a lot of updates, a lot of them. So it was easier just to go live. Thank you for joining in. If you're new to the channel, thank you. Returning, definitely thank you. So the ransom is real. It looks like the ransom is real. And we're going to get into the video that Savannah just posted. I just saw it maybe 5 minutes ago. This story has been having so many twists and turns. It's crazy. So many. Let's set it up for you guys. I hope you guys are having a good night. And I know you guys are eager to see exactly what is going on. So let me set it up for you right now. And we're going to get right into it. And don't worry, if we'll play it a couple times because there's some more stuff that we're going to get into about this as well. Hey, Shirley, how's it going? I'm glad you're tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, K-Jet. Thank you, Goddess of Peaceful Love. Giving a little shout outs. Thank you for tuning in. So many channels out there, and you guys chose to tune into mine. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. All right. So, yes, the ransom is real. It is real. Hello from Louisiana, says Angela. Thank you. What's going on, Philly? Louisiana is actually one of my favorite places. I go to New Orleans at least once a month, just to eat sometimes. Good evening, y'all. Good evening, y'all. We're letting you guys get in there so that way we can get it all settled in. Good evening. So we can watch this video together. I didn't watch the whole video. I only watched like the first minute of it. That was all I watched. So we're going to watch this together. And so it looks like this ransom is real. It's not fake. Brooklyn, what's going on, Brooklyn? Please, yes, like and share. Thank you. So this can get out to everybody. Thank you so much. New Brunswick, New Jersey. Yes. Hope you staying warm up there. First time here. Original Bay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. From Oklahoma. Thank you. Who dat? Yes. The best beans and rice in the place. Shrimp and grits. New subscriber. Thank you, Original Bay. Thank you. From Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you. I appreciate that. And the way my lives work, you guys are welcome to say whatever. If somebody has an opinion, don't bash them or anything like that. I like my community to be able to speak freely, whatever you like, okay? Because I want to learn from somebody before I start to judge. I want to hear what they have to say and maybe why they believe that before I start to judge. So that's the way I work with my lives and my community. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we all know what's going on with Nancy. We know that she's abducted. She has not been home yet. For some of you guys that's probably been looking at my videos from day one, I said, hey, this is somebody that's planned this whole thing out. They had to plan this whole thing out. And I also said, I don't think one person's involved. I've been saying that from the get-go. There wasn't no random robbery. It wasn't none of that because Um, for the people that I know that I was going when I was doing my time, the people that did that type of stuff, they didn't want to hold any dead weight with them. So if they went in to go do something and somebody got unalived in there, they were not trying to take them with them because now they have extra work to do, if you get what I'm saying. So I knew right away that this was something different. So let's get into this video. I'm gonna set this up. Let's get into this for you guys so we can all watch this together. Let me big shout out to Ruth. Ruth, thank you, Ruth. Thank you. She's been been watching my channel for a while now. Thank you. Thank you from Houston, Texas. Memphis is in the house as well. All right, let's get into this and we can watch this together. I'm gonna pause my mic so we can all hear.
Savannah Guthrie has posted a video on social media. This is the first time we're hearing from her and her family. This just came in. We want to share it with you right now. Let's take a listen.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She is funny, spunky, and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day, despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief. We are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment. And we pray without ceasing. And we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
A powerful family's plea. That is the first time that we are hearing from Today host Savannah Guthrie and her sister and her brother. A plea to bring her mother home, specifically talking to whoever out there may have her or have information, and also a heartfelt message to their mother, who they adore and love, and say that she is the center of their family. You can tell just by their emotion that they are torn, but they are trying to do their best to send a message out to whoever needs to hear that. Again, this is someone who has been in the media, Savannah Guthrie, for decades. This is the first time that she has to now talk about her own mom 4 days after she went missing and is now reported kidnapped. And all this new information coming in, the family trying to sort it out and deal with detectives and the FBI and the news reports that are circulating, some that may be true, some that may be not true, a ransom note that is circulated as well. But again, that was the first time that we heard from the family in that social media post, and we played it for you in its entirety, and we'll continue to do that throughout CBS News 24/7 as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues. So we'll continue to follow this breaking news story and bring it to you just as soon as we get new information and just as soon as it's warranted.
Wow. Wow. That's what do you guys think? That's truly heartbreaking. That really is. I mean, probably the first time in my life I'm seeing something like this play out on, on TV and not reading about it somewhere. Truly, truly heartbreaking. So I believe she was still alive because to get a ransom, she better be alive. That comment right there, oh man. You know what? It all depends on who has her, to be honest with you. It all depends on who has her. It depends. We've heard about earlier today, the brother-in-law. We heard about him. And even if he was involved, it doesn't mean that he could have physically did it. Somebody else could have hired somebody to do that. Doc K says, I love hearing your perspective. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best to give, what I've learned and I try and use it towards, or I shouldn't say try, but I want to use it towards, the right thing. They're asking for proof of life because it can be fake. You're right. You're right. So do you think the subs are bluffing? She's hurt and doesn't have meds. And then hold on, right here we have ransom note was a hoax. Here's the thing about the whole ransom note is any one of these cases that I've ever done, right? Whether it be police, first of all, FBI never says anything. FBI keeps their mouth shut. You really don't hear FBI holding news conferences unless the case is done. You don't see them doing things like this. They keep everything shut. FBI, this is one of the reasons why FBI has like a 90% success rate when it comes to taking somebody to court, because they have so much evidence on you, it's hard for you to fight it. So you just end up pleading at the end of the day. But when it comes to local law enforcement, we see they hold press conferences and things like that. And a lot of times they withhold most of the information. So if you noticed when the sheriff, at first, he was talking a little too much. And when they did that second press conference, it was all him taking questions, which he never answered yes or no to anything, right? Even Brian Enton asked him some very good questions, and he never answered yes or no. One question was, is it true there was blood left at the house or DNA? And he said, we're going to look into that. That's all he said. We're going to look into that. He didn't say yes or no. Police leave, they leave the house, and we're going to talk about this too. Police leave the house, and as soon as they leave the house, it's almost like a free for all. All the reporters are going to the home now, and there's blood at the home, right? Reports of the ransom note. Reports are saying that the ransom note started, they were coming in Sunday night. Today's what? Wednesday? Monday. Monday they were coming in. Monday evening, ransom notes were coming in. Supposedly TMZ wasn't even the first one to get the ransom note. It was a local station in Tucson that got a ransom note first. But the local station in Tucson never said anything. They just reported it to the police. And maybe because they didn't say anything, then a ransom note got sent to TMZ and it got sent to somewhere else. And everybody knows TMZ is going to blab their mouth. We all know this. They don't keep nothing quiet. They're going to blab their mouth. So maybe they knew what they were doing. Now, local law enforcement did come out and say after that, remember with that barcode, that note with the barcode, they said, we're looking to everything. We're taking all the tips seriously. Once again, they never said yes or no. Then they come out after that and they speak on a ransom note. But once again, it's not FBI. It's just local law enforcement. Anytime you have somebody being held for ransom, especially if the person's across state lines or in a different country, because we don't know where she's at. We don't, right? FBI is going to get involved. And they're pretty much going to tell local law enforcement just to stay shut. Don't give up any information if we know it. She needs her meds, though. I'm wondering how serious her health condition is. This is so sad. I'm wondering if the people who took her, which never gets brought up, I wonder if they already had meds for her. I'm wondering if they already had the meds for her, if she's still alive, if they had the meds for her. Now, if they already had the meds for her, that means they knew a little too much. I'm just going over some of the comments right here that you guys are saying. I'm gonna tell you one thing that the police, a stupid part they did on their move, a very dumb part. Okay. You know how hard it will be to collect a ransom without being able to pick it up in any way, shape, or form, out being tracked, not getting caught, and society technology be hard to get away with. Now, this is what, so if you remember, the ransom note was asking for Bitcoin, okay? A lot of people don't know how Bitcoin works. All right, so for you people that know my story, I was on the run from the law for 15 years. I lived in a bunch of different countries under different names. You know what I used? I used Bitcoin. Bitcoin, when it was first made, okay? I think it was like 2003 or something like that. It was a long time ago. But Bitcoin was first made back when it was like maybe $300 a Bitcoin, all right? Bitcoin was made pretty much for people to use the Silk Road. Silk Road was a dark web website. It's no longer existed, it got busted, taken down, but you can still go on the dark web. So people would go on the dark web, and what they would do is they would purchase fake passports, fake identifications, drugs, weapons, even hitmen. You can even go on a dark road and hire hitmen. Okay. None of it was through a cash transaction, credit card transaction. It was all through Bitcoin. Because at first, Bitcoin, the transactions, is very hard to explain, but it was almost like a mystery. It was like just some money that pops up in your account. You don't know where it comes from. Now it's a little different, but there's still ways to funnel Bitcoin. Because what happens is you could sign up for, it's called a wallet. You could sign up for your wallet right now. Sign up for a wallet. Anybody can do it. Okay. When you sign up for a wallet, they give you a wallet address. That wallet address is similar to an IP address. It's just a bunch of numbers and letters mixed together. Okay. You take that wallet address and you ask somebody for some Bitcoin. You can say, hey, send me some Bitcoin. Here's my wallet address. All those people know is your wallet address, but they don't know who they're sending it to. They don't know the wallet address's name. They don't know any of that. Almost like Cash App. You can make a Cash App name, kind of. And somebody might have your Cash App name, but they don't have your real name and real phone number. Kind of similar to that. But the difference is Cash App, you got to withdraw the money, right? You got to put it into a bank account. Well, with Bitcoin, you got to withdraw turn it into cash too. But the difference is Bitcoin, you can, it's called tumbling. Teaching y'all a little too much here, but you can tumble Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin gets mixed up with all everybody else's accounts. Just breaking it down to you real simple. And then you can eventually withdraw it. And it makes somebody very, very hard to figure out who withdrew it because you're mixing that Bitcoin up with so many other people. By the time they find out it's you, you're probably long gone on some island somewhere. And this is how the underworld moves. So I had to explain that to you guys real quick, just in case you were wondering, how can somebody get ransom? That's why they asked for Bitcoin. So when I heard the Bitcoin, it's somebody that knows what they're doing, especially with Bitcoin. You don't learn that overnight. It's a process. Donna says her pacemaker will not work without her phone or laptop. See, I don't know exactly how a pacemaker works, so you guys can teach me on that. They may be acting like she's alive to get the money, but very well probably she's struggling with health. This is why they asked, of course, and we're going to take a look at the video again. For you guys that didn't see the video, we'll look at that video again. The sheriff is right here. The sheriff seemed overwhelmed. Have you guys been to Tucson before? You guys hear Phoenix, but you don't hear Tucson. Tucson, there's crime, but they really don't have like major crime like that. It's not like New York, Philly, Chicago. Tucson's not like that. So this is probably one of the first cases he's probably came across that's into, so he probably doesn't, he's probably nervous. But speaking of them, I'm gonna tell you something where they messed up on. I'm gonna show you guys something right now. Okay. Cold wallets. Yes, different type of wallets. Digital cash. Yes, it's kind of like digital cash. Way over my head with the Bitcoin. K-Jet. If Bitcoin was easy, everybody'd be able to do it. Now, I'm going to show you something real quick. Let me see if I can I saw a video of this. Where'd the video go? And we're going to take a look at this video, and I'm going to show you where they messed up at. The police, that is. Now, usually when a crime scene happens, okay? When a crime scene happens, what do the police do? They come, investigate, they put the yellow tape up, and they collect evidence, right? That's what they usually do. But if you noticed, what did they do this time? They came, they collect evidence, did what they did, left, and they released the house back to the family. And now you have people like Brian Enton in front of it showing us the blood splatter and all these other people walking in front of it and everything else. You know what the police are doing right now? As me and you were talking on here, you know what they're doing right now? They're back at the house surrounding it with yellow tape. Back again after everybody's been on the property. Why? What happened? What happened? Why are they back yellow taping it? They are back yellow taping it. Let me see if I can find the video.
Going on at the scene of
All right, here we go. Why? Well,
Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Two Pima County Sheriff's Department vehicles just arrived back at the scene of Nancy Guthrie's home. Let's get right out to News 4 Tucson's Monica Garcia. Monica, what can you tell us?
Okay, tonight we are taking you live right now. New developments in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We're seeing renewed law enforcement activity here at the Guthrie home with multiple agencies back out here on the scene. Over the past several hours, Border Patrol agents, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and the FBI all have been present, okay? They've all been arriving within the last really 30 minutes or so. They've pushed us back. They put the crime scene tape right back out, all that yellow tape, and they've been out here in this in the driveway at the home. Investigators have re-entered the backyard, okay? We have not seen them go through the front door yet, although I think they might be going in right now. Now I see about 20 different individuals from all different agencies arriving. They've all pulled up in different SUVs. And we also confirmed that a K-9 unit was brought back out in the back. And we've seen the K-9 unit come back and forth out of view. And they're in the back area of the house, which
why they bring the K9 unit back? Why did they back? They should have been doing all this in the first place and keeping the yellow tape. I'm not even a cop and I know this.
looks to be to the right of your screen. So they are out here searching again. Crime scene tape, like I said, just went back up around the property. They've told us to move back, signaling obviously that investigators are once again securing this home as an active crime scene. Remember, 2 days ago, the sheriff said that they already searched the home and that they cleared it. At this point, it does not appear that's the situation. It's a crime scene once again. Authorities are not talking to us. They have not said anything, really just for us to move back. However, the presence of federal agents, these specialized resources suggest that possible new information in this case could be evolving. So that's where we're at with the situation right now. Of course, we're going to keep you posted both on air and online. Sean, back to you.
So, yeah, once again, they are back with the yellow tape. Stupid move. Back yellow tape after any evidence is now destroyed. Yes. They released the house to the family. Okay? So let's just say that the family is involved. Let's just say, just for speculation, the family is involved. Let's just say Thomas and Ashley Banfield, whatever they say, and is involved, okay? Ashley Banfield said she got a source that Thomas was involved. So let's say they are. The police went to the house, got their little evidence, left the house back to the family. And who's to say that the family didn't go and now destroy and get rid of more evidence? Now they're back again, yellow tape with the dogs. Let's make it make sense. Make it make sense. The family never said anything about the blood stains. They didn't call the cops right away. I said that in my last video, okay? I said that in my last video. Because once again, let's go back to when the reporters were asking the police. We heard there was blood. We heard there was DNA in the house. And remember, the police weren't saying yes and they weren't saying no. The sheriff, he was like, "Whoa, we're going to look into that." But he never said yes or no. I realized some of the stuff that became true, he never said yes or no on. I kind of realized that. He kind of just gave like we'll look into that, or a roundabout answer. Okay. But when Brian Enton went up there and you saw the blood on the outside of the house, right? You saw the blood. They said that, oh, the church thing too. The church thing, how she didn't show up to church. We're going to talk about that. You guys just reminded me about the church thing. So they said that she didn't show up to church, so they called the family. The family that lives down the street is Thomas and Annie. They live right down the street because they bought a $650,000 house down the street. Okay. So, of course, they get the call and then they show back up, to the house after dropping her off the night before. And I believe, I can't remember the exact time. I don't remember the time. But they show up to the house and do not call 911 for an hour and 5 minutes later. The house is 3,000 square feet, but it shouldn't take you a whole hour and 5 minutes to look through the house for your mom. Knowing your mom's 84 years old, it shouldn't take you that long. So you guys didn't bother to check the front door and see blood splatter on the floor. You guys didn't notice that there was cameras ripped down from the wall. The Ring cameras right there is gone from the front door. There's another camera gone, ripped down. You guys didn't notice that. There's also blood in the house that's been confirmed. It took you an hour to realize there's blood in the house too. Stuff is not adding up. And then let's go to the church part. You know how they said that the family's saying they got the call from the church. What if I was to tell you that, come to find out, Nancy ain't been in church since COVID? What if I was to tell you Nancy has not stepped physically inside of that church since COVID? Did you know that? Nancy Guthrie has not physically walked inside of that church since COVID. But they're saying she didn't show up to court, or she didn't show up to church. So they're worried. So that's when they decide to call the family. Somebody lying. Somebody's lying. Who is it? Adonia says, those are excellent points. K Jet says, what? I didn't know. Yes. Let me see if I can find the video for you guys. And do you know who who investigated that? Brian Enton, the GOAT himself when it comes to true crime. Brian Enton investigated that and found out she has not even been going to church since COVID. Yeah, she went online to church. But when he says she went online to church, but when he looked at the online, it's not like a video Zoom. They can see your names. They see your names, but it's not a video Zoom. So they just looked and saw, oh, Nancy is not attending online. Let me call the family. And then the family's like, oh, let me hurry up and go run over there. Yeah, let me see if I can find the video I saw, or so you guys can see it. All I know is if I walk in my house, if I walk into my house, okay? If I walk into my house is not 3,000 square feet, but it's a decent size. It's 2,000. It only takes me 10 minutes, if that, 5 minutes to go through my house. So it took them an hour and 5 minutes to go through this house that's got cameras ripped off. There's blood supposed to be on the front that we all saw. There's blood inside. And you know something else? You want to know something else? How long did it take the police to walk inside and say, oh, she was abducted? Do you remember what the sheriff said? Remember what the sheriff said? Sheriff said when they came over, oh, they knew right away. Remember they said that? They knew right away. So it didn't take them an hour and 5 minutes. And this probably their first time being inside the house. But it didn't take them an hour and 5 minutes to figure out she's been abducted. So why did it take them so long? Stuff just ain't adding up. So thank you for explaining the Bitcoin. You're welcome. That's just the easiest way. Bitcoin is very complicated. It took me at least 2 months to learn. It's one of the most complicated things to learn. Yeah, it's a crime scene. Nobody should be going in or out. Because here's the thing, they're not telling us she's alive, right? They don't know if she's alive. So it could possibly be a unaliving scene. YouTube don't like the M word, but it could possibly be unaliving scene. So if she got unalived in that house, it's got to be taped off. It's got to be. They say they don't know. Says they were cleaning up and smashing cameras. I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it if that's what they were doing. Said, see, now this is the conversation we'll never hear from mainstream media. You know why? Because they're not allowed to have certain conversations in mainstream media. That is why. They can't say certain things. And they probably will never have anybody like me up there unless I'm a guest. But hey, that's why I'm starting my own thing. Says, haven't they analyzed the blood found right outside? Someone said it might be the perp's blood, smashing ring cameras. I heard it was Nancy's blood. I heard it was the thing is, since FBI is involved, we're probably not going to know because FBI is going to be tight-lipped and they're not going to tell everything. So we're probably not going to know. Whatever the sheriff says, we can almost take it as a grain of salt now. Kristen says this seems to be scripted. Don't this seem like a movie? I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first was, I even had to take a sit back and be like, is this real? Are we being fooled by something right now? Is something else going on that they're trying to distract us from? I had to think about that for a minute. So I mean, it does seem, is this real? You want to pinch yourself. R. Moore says, I read somewhere on Twitter that maybe they never took her home to begin with. Now we're thinking, because where's the proof that she was dropped off at home? They're not telling us there was proof. They're not. How do we even know? We don't. We don't know. We do not know. They were never allowed the truth out, especially right-wing media. That's what Darius says. East Coast says, I love watching your show. Thank you. Chicago is in the house. I'm just going over some of your comments. Chicago is in the house. Yes, let me see if I can find this video. Arkansas. Actually, you're the first person I think I've ever seen from Arkansas in here. First person. Let me see if I can find the video of Brian Enton talking about the whole church thing, because that's where I saw it from first. Let's see where it was at. Let's see. It's got to be News Nation, right? Brian Enton's on News Nation. Brian Enton. Let's see. Where is it at?
All right, we have News Nation. Couldn't know about and hear about your from investigators.
News, and I saw it with my own eyes just a couple.
All right, so let's take a look at this video. This is Brian Enton and Ashley Banfield together, okay? Let's take a look at this so we can look at this together so you guys can hear what they say.
Reporting on this story, which we will do. I want to go to Brian first on our own confirmed reporting on the ground there, and then we're going to come back to some of what you've been hearing. So, Brian, today, what are the developments? Again, day 4, from investigators, people you're talking to, are they getting anywhere?
A couple of new developments, Connell. First of all, the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, and I saw it with my own eyes just a couple of blocks from her home here in the neighborhood. There were about half a dozen sheriff's deputies kind of in a field area doing what looked like a grid search. We don't know exactly what they were looking for, but they were clearly still searching. We also saw a helicopter up late last night for about an hour just circling over Nancy's home, very, very low, with 2 deputies.
Thank you, Sunshine Lady. I'm a
helicopter looking for something. Something else brand new, Connell, just within the last 20 minutes at Nancy Guthrie's daughter's house, Annie. That's about 10 minutes from here, Savannah's sister, Annie. We know that there are federal agents that were back at the house again and went inside the house. They were inside the house for a little bit of time, and then they came out of the house and they left again. And on their shirts it said ICAC, which is an Internet Crimes Against Children task force, from what we know, but we know that they also do other analysis of technology and cell phones and computers and that kind of thing. So they were back at the house. We also saw Annie Guthrie and who we believe is Savannah's brother also arriving back at the sister's house a couple of hours. So that seems like it's where the family is sort of staging right now as everybody here in the neighborhood and really all of Tucson and now the country and world at this point just sort of waits on the edge of their seat to see what happens next with this investigation, Connell.
They absolutely do. Here's what the sheriff's office put out in a statement earlier saying at this point investigators have not identified a suspect or person of interest in this case. Detectives continue to speak with anyone who may have had contact with Mrs. Guthrie. Detectives working closely with the Guthrie family. While we appreciate the public's concern, the sharing of unverified accusations or false information is irresponsible, does not assist the investigation. No suspect or person of interest has been identified at this time. You know, as I said, a lot of people actually want to hear what you're saying about this. We've been talking about it on your podcast. So what can you tell us tonight?
Well, I have an impeccable source, a high-level law enforcement source. Connell, I've been doing this job for almost 4 decades, and I've made a lot of friends in the FBI, made a lot of friends in Border Patrol, made a lot of friends in local law enforcement all around the country, and this is one of my best sources of all time. So this is an impeccable source, and I don't believe this source would lead me down the garden path. And what that source told me was, number one, there were Nest cameras, plural, and they were smashed, and that they'd been taken into evidence. Brian Enton saw that the Nest camera on the front of the house had actually been removed. The sheriff would not confirm or deny that they'd been smashed or taken by either the sheriff or the suspect, or whomever committed this crime. I was also told the back door was left wide open. It's fascinating to see Brian's video of the blood drops at the front door. So that leaves open another part of this mystery. What happened at the back of the house? What happened at the front? I was also told that the car belonging to Annie Guthrie, that's Savannah's sister, Nancy Guthrie's daughter, had been towed and taken into evidence. And then the critical line from this high-level law enforcement source was that the son-in-law may be prime suspect at this time. I also want to say this. I don't doubt for a moment that the sheriff's office has it in their best interest to put out that statement. But I've been to this rodeo before, and so has Brian Enton. On December 19th, The Moscow police identified Brian Koberger through genealogical DNA found on the snap of the knife sheath, December 19th, 2022. On December 20th, the day after, the police chief said no suspects have been identified and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate and updated progress. So I have been there before when the police quietly among themselves identify someone but publicly tell us nothing to see here. That's not to say that their information could change. I saw it change with John Ramsey. They thought he was under the umbrella of suspicion. They changed it years later. I saw it as well with Ed Smart. They changed that too.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based.
So I'm just changing the battery in my camera, y'all. But she even said, you know, that the sheriff didn't deny or say yes or no to the blood that's when they asked him about the blood. So the sheriff gets a bunch of, you know, he doesn't really say yes or no on a bunch of things. Somebody did send me the Brian Enton report that I'm talking about. So let me pull that up. I'm just going over some of your comments to see what some of you guys are saying. And for everybody that's in here, did everybody in here see the Savannah video? Did everybody see Savannah responding? Because I know a lot of people were late. Yeah, okay, yeah. So some of you guys didn't see it. So I'll bring that up. I'm going to bring that up again so you guys can see that, okay? Because I know some of you guys didn't see that. Hey, what's up, Corey? Corey's been in here for a long time. Corey is part of this community for a minute. What's going on? So let me pull up that video for you guys. I know some of you guys did not see what's going on with her. All right, so here's this again.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We too have heard the reports about a ransom.
All right, so that was the short version. The whole video, I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes long, 5 minutes long. And the full video, they're explaining what their mom means to them, and then they're also asking for proof of life. They're asking for proof of life. They want to make sure their mom's alive before they do anything, is what they're asking for. Say, I know the area. You can't see your neighbor's house and they can't see your house. Yes, I've been to Tucson a bunch of times. I have family that live there. Actually, I'm off of Skyline and I think maybe Foothills or something. I don't remember, but I remember it was off of Skyline. So it's in that area. They got, I remember they got wild pigs in Tucson. Those wild pigs would chase you. What do you call them? Wild boars or the javelinas or whatever it is. I definitely remember that. So I've been to Tucson. Hey, Julia. Julia talk. Justice Talks with Julia's in the house. I get a lot. She helps me out with a lot of my research. A lot of my research she helps me out with. Make sure you follow her on TikTok, Justice Talks with Julia. Why would the son have to break in? All he has to do is ring the doorbell. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Who's to say he broke in at all? He might have had the code to get in. He might have had the garage door opener to get in. And then here's the thing is how the criminal mind works. They want to cause good ones anyway. They want to cause a distraction, okay, to keep you away from what really happened. So let's say he's got the garage door opener. He can just open the garage and walk in, right? And he takes her out. Oh, well, they're going to see no forced entry. But if he makes it look like, oh, there was a forced entry and this happened, now he's trying to throw them off their path. Says, I'm not trying to judge, but I'm skeptical. Gabby, Mom and I, Gabby, so Gabby, you were just there? Gabby, you were just there? Gabby says, I want to make sure she was at the same crimes. If it was family, they want to make it look like a stranger, of course. Javelina, yep, Javelinas. Gold Girl said, this is heart-wrenching. It really is. Did you see Savannah holding hands with Annie? Makes me wonder if the son-in-law is really a suspect. Where is he right now? Because he wasn't in the picture. Whoever did this knows it's going to be a high-profile case, and they're going to get caught. People make the dumbest moves. All right, so Gabby Castillo, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name right or wrong. Gabby Castillo was at the crime scene, okay? Did you see that? So did they block the house off with yellow tape and things of that? If you want to come up and talk, you're more welcome. I can send you a little code and you can come up and talk if you want to, from your phone. But did they send you or did you see crime scene tape? Was there a lot of police movement around there right now? Because I do know earlier they released the house back to the family, and then I saw a Brian Enton report and they were saying the police came back. Says Savannah might not be aware of what's going. Hey, this is possible. Why no cameras outside? Didn't Ring cameras upload to cloud? Or you know what I thought about? I thought about this. This is one thing I thought about. So did some sort of way the family have access to these cameras? Did they have the code? Did they have the app on their phone? I thought about that. Gabby says it was no crime tape. So there was no crime tape. Are the police there or no? They left. Just reading some of your cameras. I mean, some of your questions. So yeah, when we go look at the cameras, first of all, they ripped the cameras off, right? They ripped them off. Now, I question if the family had access to the cameras. Here's the thing. And I'm not trying to throw shade or anything like that, but you have to remember Nancy's 84 years old, right? So I'm wondering, which she probably had the Ring camera on her phone, but I'm wondering if she needed help to set it up. Who helped her set up the Ring cameras to begin with? When these cameras have issues, who helped her? The brother-in-law is right there, so I wonder if he helped her. Because here's one thing I don't know for sure. So you think you have deleted the cloud, meaning the feed? Yeah, because I got Ring cameras. I have a brick and mortar business that's got a Ring camera on it as well too. One in the front, one in the back. And you could delete stuff and things like that. And you can also have it recording to a certain length of time. You can also adjust the camera to where it doesn't record a certain area. You can do all kind of stuff. So here's one thing that I was looking at. I was looking at their Facebooks, okay? And they just, not Nancy. Nancy's had her house for a long time, but Tommaso and Annie just bought their house May of last year. Okay. It was May of 2025. They bought their home. Okay. Before they bought their home, where were they living? Where were they at? I was looking on Facebook, doing my research, and there was pictures all the time of them in Nancy's house, all the time. It almost was like they were living in Nancy's house. Nancy's house is big enough for 3,000 square feet. Now, I'm not saying they actually were living there. I don't know. I'm just going off what I saw. So if they were living, let's just say they were living in a house, do you think Nancy would have gave them access to certain things, as in codes to a door if there needs one, garage door openers if you need one, access to camera footage? Yeah, so for you people that aren't familiar with how a lot of these cameras work, especially Ring cameras, I can go on my app right now, okay? I can go on my Ring camera app right now, and I can control the radius, okay? So let's say you have the Ring camera at your front door, and let's say the whole Ring camera, let's say your Ring camera can even show the street of cars driving by the street. I can control the radius. I can make it to where the radius can go all the way to the street. So every time somebody walks by the street or a car goes by, my Ring camera shuts on and starts recording. And I can even set the time limit. It can record for 30 seconds, it can record for a minute, whatever. I can also control that radius to where that radius is only 2 feet or a foot in front of my door. So it only starts recording when somebody actually literally walks to my door and knocks. You can do all that from the app. So if you got control of somebody's app, you can control their whole camera, everything, to where it's not even recording if you really want to. Yep, not all Ring cams go to the cloud. You are right. Just because they're saying Ring cam, it does, because you have different brands. You have Ring camera, but then you have cameras that are a Ring camera, but it's not the Ring camera. Okay? Julia Talk says, for the 555 views, please make sure you hit subscribe button. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Like and share this. Thank you. You guys are coming up with some great points. Great points. Corey says, I can see my camera on my phone. While I'm going, I have them on every angle of my house. And you should. You getting applause. You should. Living in a big house is dangerous, especially when you're by yourself and you're her age. You have cameras that record perfectly in the dark. Yes, hey, some people's cameras are crap. Some people, I've seen some trash cameras. I have, because some people buy these cameras off Temu for $25 and they hook them up. I've seen some trash cameras. All right, so we have Sager says Annie is jealous of Savannah's relationship with the mother. That's the vibe you're getting. That's the vibe you're getting, huh? Interesting. So your title was worded backwards. Well, I am dyslexic, so I probably didn't realize it was backwards. To me, it was probably the right way. See if I can find another video here. We definitely are gonna I'm looking to see if I have any more updates. Let's see here. Hold on real quick. Because there's an update on this case every 5 minutes. All right, let's see what this says. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Brian Ensign is still at the house, supposedly. He's still at the home. Is this a new one or is this old? Let's see. When is this? This is an old one. Never mind. Trying to see if I can find any more. Yeah, Savannah's plea is all over the internet now. It's all over. So you question yourself, do you think the ransom is real now? If she's got to go online and plea, do you think the ransom's real? And not only that, do you think she did it herself? Or do you think FBI made her go online and do that? What do you think? Do you think FBI told her, hey, you got to go and speak? And not only that, do you think that they never told us what the ransom note is, like the demand? They never told us the demand, right? So do you think one of the demands was you got to say something, you got to speak by a certain time? Do you think that could be possible? Let's see if I can find another update for you guys. Oh, I see what you guys are talking about with the title. I see it now. Thank you. Yep, I see it now. I'm just fixing the title. Dang, it took you guys forever to see that, huh? I'm just fixing the title real quick. All right, looks like it's fixed. All right, so let me get back to let's go back to some of your comments. Yeah, see, I'm not very familiar with pacemakers and how they work. I'm glad you guys are actually learning that. Yeah, I actually am dyslexic. So like I'll read a word or I'll write a word and I think the word is straight and sometimes the word's backwards. My family has to sometimes look at my stuff like, hey, you know you missed this out. So we think the FBI told her to. We're thinking the FBI told her to do this. They demanded Bitcoin. Yeah, I went over the whole Bitcoin process earlier. For a lot of people, they didn't understand how Bitcoin works. Julia Talk says, since the police are saying Nancy's much alive, I think it's someone who has access to medications. You know what I found strange? You guys want to hear something I found really strange? What's the reward right now if you lead to an arrest, or if you help find Nancy? Do you guys know what the reward is? What's the reward? You remember what the reward is? Yeah, what was the, you guys remember what the reward was? What was the reward? $2,500. $2,500. $2,500 reward. Did y'all think that was a little low? Thank you. Too cheap. Did you guys realize, like, I saw that, I was like, $2,500? $2,500? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. What is this guy's name? 448. Let me see if I can. Let me show you guys something real quick. Let me show you this. Okay. There's another case some of you guys know about this out of Philly with a couple tow truck drivers that got unalive. They got caught in 2 drive-by shootings, 2 separate occasions, okay? Today they came out that they have the suspect. The suspect is on the run. This is out of Philadelphia. They are looking for Najee Williams, all right? You know what the reward, if you can find him, is? If you can find Najee Williams, the reward is, I have it highlighted, $20,000 to find Najee Williams. $20,000. And I've spoken with some of the family of the victims. None of this, their family does not have nowhere near $20,000 to give somebody at all. But for Nancy Guthrie, it's $2,500. I just found that odd. So you could barely make groceries for $2,500 a month. You are not. They're not lying with that one. Low for someone who is alive. You guys know how much Savannah's worth, right? Savannah's worth $40 million. $40 million Savannah's worth. $40 million. $40 million she's worth. And the reward was only $2,500. Said the reward should be 50 to 100K minimum. Said this is really horrible. I guess the TV psychics don't get out of bed for less than $100,000. Got a report says she is dead. It's sad. We like to think that she's not. Yeah, Savannah makes $10 million a year, and all they're asking for a reward is $2,500. Joyce said the church is offering $25,000, not the family. The church that Nancy was attending online, that church you're saying? Yeah, I didn't hear of that one. The only thing I've ever heard on the thing was the 2,500, not the 25,000. But why does the church have to put up the money? Why does the church got to put up the? Why does the church have to put up the money? Why does the church have to put up the money? Who puts up the money for these rewards? So I just typed in real quick. Who puts up the money for these rewards, right? Reward money for missing people is typically funded by a combination of family members, private donations, community fundraisers, and sometimes local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies, such as the FBI. I just typed that in real quick. Let's go back over that in case y'all missed that. Reward money for missing people is typically funded by a combination of family members, private donations, community fundraisers, and sometimes local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies like the FBI. So who put up the $2,500 for Nancy? I'm very curious of who decided $2,500 is what Nancy's life is worth. Somebody in here keeps saying 25,000. Let's show you real quick. So whoever says 25,000, look at this. The reward up to, it even says up to, it doesn't even say you're going to get a full 2,500. It says up to $2,500 is offered by crime for information leading to the arrest or disappearance. So this was the very first reward, $2,500. Okay. Then it was upped. $25,000 was offered by Victory Church in Alabama, New York. The Victory Church from Alabama, New York was not the very first time a reward. So if you go back and you start looking at what the news was saying and what Fox and CBS was telling you, the first couple of days, it was only the $2,500 offered by 88 Crime. That was it. So when did the Victory Church, and once again, why does the church have to put up the money? Somebody answer that question. Why does a church have to put up the money? The family has not offered a reward yet. So why has the family not offered? That's what I'm getting to. Why has the family not offered a reward yet? You guys see where I'm going? Why has the family not offered a reward? If your mom goes missing, for you people out there that love your mom, if your mom goes missing, you're rich. You're a millionaire. Would you not offer some of your money too? I'm just, I just found it odd. The first day we saw $2,500. All right, so what's the date today? What's the date today, guys? The date today is February 4th. Watch this. The date today, remember I told you, the church wasn't offering that at first. Victory Church in Albany, New York offered a $25,000 reward announced on or around February 4th, 2026 for information leading to finding Nancy Guthrie. They didn't offer that until today. That was not offered until today. Do you see where I'm going now? So I'm talking about when this first happened. Fox, ABC, you pull up any news station, CNN. Oh, any information, $2,500. Even on Monday, oh, $2,500. On Tuesday, $2,500. WGN-TV actually, let's see if we can find something on video. Let me see. Let's see if we find something on video so we can all listen. All right. Let's see what let's see what this says.
On the story we've been following all day, the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. And this case hits close to home for us here. Savannah is a former News 4 Tucson anchor, U of A alum, and grew up right here in Tucson. The Pima County Sheriff's Department now believes the 84-year-old's disappearance is the result of foul play and a possible abduction. And tonight, 8/8 Crime is offering up to $2,500 for information leading to an arrest in the case. Guthrie was last seen Saturday at her home in the Catalina foothills near Skyline and Campbell. You see the location on the map there. That's where we find News 4 Tucson's Jacob Owens tonight, joining us live. Jacob, what is the latest on this investigation tonight?
Yeah, Sean, this investigation continues more than 48 hours after Nancy Guthrie was last seen at her home near Skyline Drive in Campbell Avenue.
Let's see if we can get to it. Hold on,
this is as investigators now believe that she was taken from her home.
House told News 4 Tucson this evening that DNA from the scene is being analyzed.
We had that search and rescue mindset going into this, that this is a missing elderly lady, but when our teams got there, they saw some things that didn't decide, you know what, we're going to start our criminal investigation.
Despite the criminal investigation, Sheriff's Department teams continued their search and rescue work. Crews were going door to door, talking to people.
For her family.
Nano says he's worked with the family closely, including Savannah.
Leading us that way, moving forward with it.
Biggest concern as of now is time. We're talking about the medication that Nancy Guthrie needs to take each day. It's to help her stay alive. Reporting live in the foothills, Jacob Owens, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Jacob. And as you can imagine, this has been a very difficult time for the Guthrie family. And this morning, Savannah Guthrie shared a statement about the ongoing search for her mother, saying in part, "On behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom." And again, if you have any information, you're asked to contact 911 or the Pima County Sheriff's Department. at 520-351-4900. We begin with the latest on
up to $2,500 reward offered for Savannah Guthries.
My mic was muted. I forgot to unmute the mic. I got so excited. Your channel's going places. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you can hear me now. Reward. You guys want to see? Watch this. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Look. Look at this right here. Seeking missing retired FBI agent Robert Levinson. $1 million reward for information leading to the safe location and return. $1 million reward for this man right here. For the safe location and return. $1 million for that man. I don't know. I just found it something fishy when I first came and saw that. When they first put the reward, I just was like, it made me like think like, what? Do they think that nobody has information? And do they know something we don't know? Like, oh, we're just gonna put out this little bit of money first. So what? It just didn't make sense. That is real. $1 million. That's real. That's real. $1 million. Yep, that agent's overseas and been missing, but you get $1 million if you can find where he's at. $1 million. I think the police know all along some stuff. I'm starting to wonder if there was a ransom note at the house. Not when the family showed up, but if there was a ransom note at the house to begin with when the cops first showed up. Starting to wonder. Elizabeth says a friend of Tomasa came through the back door and ransacked Nancy's house. Savannah wanted to visit and support her mom, but not live with her. Oh yeah, they know they and the sad part about it is really sad is the sheriff is out here as the pawn, and the sheriff is looking kind of stupid because they're throwing all these questions at the sheriff, and the sheriff has never been through nothing like this before in his life, and he don't know probably what to do. Annie and her husband live 10 minutes away. Yeah, y'all want to talk about how much the house was worth and what he makes? Y'all want to talk about that? How much the house is worth and what he probably makes? How many of you guys are school teachers in here? We have any school teachers in the chat? Is there any school teachers that's in this chat? Let me know. You ain't got to put how much you make, but just let me know if you're a school. Do we have any school teachers or do you know any school teachers in the chat? I was an educator, yes. Retired teacher, okay. You know how much their house is worth? We're talking about the house that Tomas and Annie bought. That's not too far. You guys know how much they bought that house for? And they just bought it last May. After living with Nancy, supposedly. You guys know how much the house is worth? Elizabeth says, FBI Border Patrol with canine dogs were at the property today. Yes, they were. The FBI has taken over. Once FBI gets involved, local law enforcement takes a step down. Okay, yeah, so we got a few teachers in the house. Yeah, so they purchased a house for $650,000. $650,000 is what they purchased. I believe it was like 658 and some change. He's a sixth grade school teacher. He's not no professor at Harvard. He's not working at Yale or Princeton or the University of Tucson or Phoenix U. He's a sixth grade teacher. Can a sixth grade teacher afford? I'm wondering how they can afford the house. We're talking about mortgage payments. We're talking about insurance. We're talking about upkeep. How could that be possible without no help? Double A says the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. How was that loan even approved? The terror detective said with Nancy's money. She said with Nancy's money. Nancy is a nonprofit and makes no money. Did Nancy co-sign the loan? No way he could afford that. Don't forget he writes poetry books in Italian. Is that going to afford a $650K house? So he's an art teacher. I knew it was a teacher. I didn't know what kind of teacher. So he's an art teacher. What kind of salary do you have to have, you think, per year to afford $650K worth of house that he bought last year? Now, remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but last year, the interest rates are also high. Interest rates are high on the houses. You weren't getting no 3% last year unless you were lucky and knew somebody. How much you think you got to make to afford a house like that? Let's see something here. Let's see if I can find something for you guys on him. Let's do this. And I wonder how much down they put down. And if somebody gave them money to put the money, someone gave them a little to put it down. I'm just researching a little something here real quick. What are you guys doing? Paid by loan. What if Savannah moved her mom to Costa Rica? And this is a hoax for her TV show ratings. Wow. What an allegation right there, channel. One channel. What if she did it wow. You really think that's possible? You really think? Savannah isn't going to give Annie and her husband any money. I don't think she's going to give them that much. I heard they were only married for about 2 years or something like that. Let me see how long they've been together. I heard it's haven't been that long. Let's see if I can find this. When they were actually married. Because I heard they weren't even together that long. Like a couple years or something like that. Do they have kids? That part I don't know. Because I believe Annie is the oldest daughter, I believe, too. Yeah, Annie's older than Savannah. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm trying to see how long they've even been together. Yeah, all these ad blockers. Hold on. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Allow. No. See, we'll see if you guys know. He played in a band. Yeah, he did play in a band. Thank you at Fugitive TV. We'll owe credit to someone else who said that she abducted herself. Warm Tortoise says it's fishy to me. I'm starting to feel like this has something to do with insurance money. I made that comment in my last video I did today. My last video, I said, what would the motive be? What would the motive? Did Nancy have life insurance? I'm pretty sure she did. Who would she leave on the life insurance? I'm pretty sure she would leave her kids, right? And she might leave Annie with more money than Savannah because Savannah is pretty well off. Who's married to Annie? So that could be a motive. I also saw that Tommaso was in debt. Now, I don't know if that's for real or not. I mean, look at the house, $650,000 house. He could be in debt. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can find. All right, so here we go. Annie is 56 years old, okay? Tommaso was younger. Tommaso was 50. That I didn't know he was younger. Now, I did do a background search on Tommaso because I have access to do backgrounds. I will tell you, Tommaso was almost like a ghost. I saw some traffic tickets. That was it. Usually I can see your relatives, who you're related to. I think I maybe saw one name. That was all. So Tommaso has been in Tucson since 2006. When were, okay, here we go. Here we go. It's odd. You can't find anything when these two actually, like the actual date they got married. I'm trying to look and I cannot find it. When did these two actually get married? All you guys saw that's in here, all you guys saw the video of Savannah. I just want to make sure everybody saw that video. Everybody saw the video of Savannah pretty much pleading to whoever has her mom. I want to make sure everybody saw that video. There's a marriage license that says March 2006. Interesting. That's supposedly when he came to America. So if the marriage license says 2006, that's when he came to America. Did he marry her just to come here? Did he marry her just to come here? That's when he came. He came 2006 to America. And say, is it her? Because he moved into, so who, if he married somebody in 2006, now I'm really interested. Did he marry somebody just to be here? Remember, he was in a band trying to live the band life. You got to remember that. You know, nothing wrong with that. But hey, green card marriage. Green card. Yeah, so is this man here, is he an actual citizen? Now it makes you wonder, is he an actual citizen? Or is he here on some sort of status? Fugitive, you are so I try. I try. Kim Ortiz says, you've been on point with all your videos. Thank you. Thank you. Because I try and give you guys the real. I try and give you guys no fluff. And not only that, I try and give you guys an advantage point of the experiences that I've been through, of what I learned. So a lot of these people who are doing these horrific things and going around doing these things that normal people wouldn't do, like I'm not doing them, but I've been around these people. So I know what they think. I know exactly I know what some of their moves are. The wife got tired of his, wait, hold on. Duke says the wife got tired of his failing poetry. Yeah, so if he, because I can't find anything on her and him the exact when they got married. I am looking right now and I cannot find it. Guthrie, Tommaso, when did they get married? Let's see if AI knows this. AI know when they got married. AI is saying 2006 is what AI is saying. So if they did get married in 2006, interesting. And he moved to America in 2006. Did he know who Annie's sister was at that time? Now it's making me wonder, did he know who Annie's sister was when they met? Did he know, like, oh, her sister Savannah, she's all over the news? Did he know? 2006 is what AI just told me when they got married. Justice Talks with Julia says since FBI took things in evidence bags from Annie's house. Oh. Oh. Since FBI took things in evidence bag from Annie's house, would that mean they are a suspect? Or does FBI just do that if you ain't a suspect? Ooh. Oh. Let me see something real quick.
Her house right here, where I've been spending a lot of time. There's a lot of questions about, is there a suspect or is there not a suspect? Is there a person of interest or is there not a person of interest? Do police know more than they are letting on? I'm going to dive into all of that in this episode. I'm going to tell you everything that I've learned today. I'm also going to talk to retired FBI agent Maureen O'Connell, who has some information on what's going on and get her take on everything, and also show you everything that I've seen today. There's been more searches happening in the area for Nancy. I actually happened to just stumble on one of the searches, so I'm going to take you there in a minute. I was also over at Savannah Guthries' sister's house, Annie Guthries' house. I'll show you what it's looking like outside her house right now, where there's also a ton of media, and then give you a lay of the land in the neighborhood. A lot of you guys have messaged me, like, asking more questions about cameras and what the neighborhood is actually like here. So I'm going to take you on a sort of a tour of the neighborhood area, give you the latest. Also on the ransom threats, I've got some new information on the ransom notes, the alleged ransom notes. So I'll give you the latest on that. And again, also going to talk to Maureen.
All right, so what Julia asked, we're going to go back to Julia's question. So if the FBI comes in your house and they take bags out your house and they take boxes out your house, are you a suspect? Now, I know from personal experience, yeah, you are. I know from personal experience, if any law enforcement goes into any sort of property you have, your house, land, car, and they're taking stuff for evidence, you are a suspect. Not only that, this could have happened two ways. I'm wondering if they had a search warrant. That's one. I'm wondering if they had a search warrant or that Annie and Tommaso just willingly gave up the stuff. Like, here, you can take my car, because they can't take your car without probable cause and tow it away for evidence. They can't go into your house and take stuff out your house without probable cause, especially without a search warrant. But you can allow them to go in the house and search. So I'm wondering if they got a search warrant to do that or they allowed them in the house. Kim says, I bet they did have one. I bet they had a search warrant. I bet they had a search warrant. I'm willing to bet they had one too. And one reason why is because who was the last person that was seen with them? Who was supposedly the people that got the call that she was missing from? Who was the people that called 911? Who was the people that dropped her off? Duke says Sicilians are known for kidnapping in Italy. There's a lot of kidnappings going out there. A lot of it. A lot of mafia style. Someone sent me an email earlier if I can try and find any underground connections on Tommaso. Someone actually sent me an email asking that. If I can find any underground connections on him. I'm going to because I told you guys earlier I did a background check on him. I told you guys, and it was like a ghost. All right, so excuse me. All right. You guys want to hear who comes up as his relatives on a background check? You guys ready for this? Who comes up on his relatives? Because when you do a background check, you can see your relatives. Who comes up as relatives when you do a background check on this guy? Watch this. All Guthries. All Guthries. All Guthries. That's it. That is all. All Guthries. Annie, Nancy, Charles, Savannah, Tallulah. That's it. There's nobody on his side of the family whatsoever. Nobody with his last name. There's no Tommaso Jr., no Senior, no Sarah Sione. It's all Guthries. When I saw that, I don't know. Nobody shows up on your side of the family on a background report. Like I said, I could pull the guy's traffic tickets up, all that, but I can't pull his family up. And just so you can see, these are traffic tickets right here, okay? These are actually traffic tickets. Speed greater than a reasonable prudent, fail to yield, left turn, stop sign violation, speed not reason, personal details, and this is him, Tommaso Sione, born June 1975. That's him. I can see the property they brought. I can see that. It's showing me right here. Property under Ann Pierce Guthrie and Tommaso Sione. I can see who they bought the property from. They brought the property from a trust account. If you guys know what a trust account is, they bought it from a trust account for $650,000. May 26, 2025. I can see his previous address. I can see who even lived at the previous address with him. I'm actually looking at the previous address right now. Something don't look right, to be honest with you. Look a little fishy. The previous. And we have one more name that pops up. Let's see what happens if I click on it. Yeah, but there's nobody on his side of the family at all. Said, can you see his salary? Yeah, let's see if I can see. Let's see if I can see his salary. Let's see. Let's see if the job pops up. Let's see. A lot of times the job does pop up, or if he owns any businesses, that'll pop up. Like if you own any businesses, I can see that too. Let's see. It actually doesn't even show the school he works for. Doesn't even show it. He was in a federal protection program. This is why they suspect him so quickly. Ooh. Oh. He was in a federal protection program. You think? You think he was in a federal protection program? Said, was the previous house nice or junk? Good question. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let me see. Let me put the address in. Great question. Let's see where they came from. Once I pull it up, we all can see it. That's the house now. Hold on real quick. Let me go to the previous house. There we go. It was off Niagara Street. Every time I see a Niagara Street where I go to, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. All right, you guys want to see the house they lived at before? You guys ready for this? Here we go. Let's go. The house they lived at before. This house was worth $379K. This is the house they lived at before. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet. So they pretty much went from 379 to 659, almost doubled. Almost. A little modest house. Look, little modest house is where they lived at before. It was nothing fancy. Nothing fancy whatsoever. There's even bars on the windows. You guys see this? Do you see this? There's bars on, look at that. There's bars on the window. Usually when you see bars on the window of a home, that's not a good area. Usually when you see bars, if you're driving, I don't care what city you're in, people. If you're driving through a city, okay, and you happen to look out your window and you see houses with bars on the window, that's a sign for you to get out as fast as you can. These people really took pictures of the garden, huh? Yeah, this house was not anything special whatsoever. Let's look at the street view. Look at it. Look what we got going on here. Look at the neighbors. Look at the neighbors. Look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at the neighbors. That's the neighbor's house they were living next to. That's the neighbor's house they were living next to. Maggie says, new to your channel, new subscriber. Thank you, Maggie. Wow. Bars on the windows for that house as well. I see nobody with a fancy car. I see none of that. I see nothing. None of that at all. The Terror Detective. This is Tucson. We're still in Tucson. This is Tucson, Arizona. Still Tucson. Definitely not Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Not Phoenix. This is Tucson. Yeah, so I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? What do you think about that? That's the old house. Let me see when did they move out this house? Let's see. When did they live here? Let's see. Do you guys think it was 2006 when they got married and he used her for a green card and came over? Do you think that's when it happened? Let's see here. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right. This is what we got here, people. So it looks like Annie, okay? It looks like Annie, the house was just under her name at first. All right. Up until it looks like 2010. So it was just her name on the house up until 2010. So if they got married, he came to America. I'm wondering if he got married here to her the same year he came over, or she go to Italy and find him. Now I'm wondering about this. And then he came over, and it's starting to look like he's using her, to be honest with you. So up until 2010, she added him to the deed, y'all. He was not on the deed before then. But 2010, now he's on the deed. There's also a transfer and dissolution through the title company. Interesting. Looks like there's a refinance. They sold the house, it looks like, and hold on. Want to make sure I got this right. I don't know if they sold the house in 2021 or refinanced in 2021. Let me see something here. Let me go on the Zillow background, the history, and see if this date adds up. Let's see. All right, here we go. So they just sold the house right around when they moved into the 650,000 house, okay? So it wasn't long after the same month they moved into a new house, the same month they sold the old house, which is normal. It is normal. I got to say that. That's normal. What's the distance between the old house and the new one? Let's see. It was on Niagara Street with a name like Niagara Street. I don't think it was anywhere close to where it was at, but let's see. Or I should say where they're at now. Usually you have a name like Niagara, it's usually by downtown somewhere. Let's figure it out. Let's see. Oh, they're in South Tucson. Okay. So the house was actually in South Tucson. So where they live at now, is actually kind of like North Tucson, okay? It's like northern Tucson. So they were actually on the other side of downtown. So they were pretty much across town. So he definitely upgraded. Yes, he did. The witness protection idea. Yeah, he met Annie and got in that bag. I'm sorry. He met Annie and saw a bag. That's what I'm thinking right now. The man was a struggling musician, met Annie and saw a bag. He's more likely not a citizen yet to be busy on his business, so he will go back and like the others. I'm sure Annie is blaming herself. Man. Yes, I did see they do have a kid together. That did popped up. Yes, so that was Annie's former house. What I saw, that was her actual house. You heard Annie was the black sheep of the family. Interesting. Annie does have tons of traffic tickets. Oh my God. I saw like 30 to 40 traffic tickets. It was ridiculous. Diva says, good detective work. Thank you. Very, very strange. Yeah, 350 to 650. He came up. I don't think Annie was jealous. I think Thomas was the one that was envious of the sister. Savannah single, y'all? Is Savannah single? Savannah single, ain't she? Did he really want Savannah and end up with Annie? They've been living off Nancy and Savannah. Let me see something real quick. Let me look up Annie's stuff. Let me look her up. Let's look up Annie. Since all the relatives are Guthries, that shows up under him, nothing under his relative. Let's look up Annie real quick. I want to see something. I never really looked at jobs or nothing like that. Let's see. See what pops up. All these traffic tickets you gotta zoom through. Okay. All right. Annie has a jewelry business. Annie Guthrie Jewelry and Design. She has a jewelry business. I don't know what she's making off that, but she's got a jewelry business. Hey, you guys. I think I found something. Hold on. Hold on. And she's got a jewelry and pottery business. Actually, let's take a look. So we can take a look together. Look at this. Annie Guthrie is a writer and jeweler from Tucson. Guthrie is the author of a book of a jewelry design with chronicle books and a book of poems. The Good Dark with, I believe you pronounce that with Tupelo Press. She was awarded the 2016 Arizona Commission on the Arts Fellowship to complete a book of nonfiction. Guthrie is currently marketing and publicity director for feminists and activists. Runs a commission non-jewelry business. Commission only jewelry business. So she runs a commission only jewelry business. Okay. So that's on her. Doesn't say if she does anything else. So Savannah is married. She's married. I never looked to see if she was married or not. Are they even still together? I do remember seeing an interview. I saw it earlier where Savannah said on the day she got engaged, she broke up with the guy or something like that. Either Nancy would have access to the camera on her phone or the girls would have it on the app. I'm willing to bet Annie and Tommaso have access to that or had access to those cameras. I'm willing to bet they did because they moved up the street to be with her. So I'm willing to bet they did. But I don't know. I see something interesting here. Hold on real quick. Who is this person? Let me see something. Might have found something. I don't know yet, but let's find out. Let me see. Where do you live at? You're from Tucson too. Let me see. I'm doing a little investigating, you guys, because something came across. So I want to see if this is worth anything before I show you guys. Hold on. Let me see this. Assets, jobs. Interesting. I'm trying to see if I can find, because a name popped up. Remember how I showed you that under his background report, he had no family under his name, like none with his last name? There's another name that I saw that popped up, so I'm trying to see if it's a relation. Yeah, I might have to look probably at this later and see if I can find something. Hey, you guys tell me the last name Leon. Leon. The last name Leon. Leon. Is that Italian? The last name Leon. Is that Italian, y'all? Let me know. Is that Italian? Leon. Leon. Or is that is Hispanic? Well, I do know Hispanic and Italians have similar or Latin and Italians, I should say, probably. You know, internationally it can be, yes. All right. I'm just trying to see if this is a connection here. Hold on, let me see. Seeing if there's a connection. Hold on real quick. Let me see something. Let's find out. Think you can hide from me, huh? D Leon? Yeah, D Leon I know is Hispanic, but it wasn't no D and E in front of it. It was just Leon. Leon, just Leon. Let me see something here. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, I can't find this guy's Facebook anymore. It was up. Hold on, is this it right here? Wait. I'm trying to find Tommaso's Facebook. Because he had one, I believe. I saw it earlier. Let's see here. Let's go here. All right, and then go here. Let's see if I can find it. Did he take it down? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. He had a Facebook. He sure enough did. No, I'm not finding it. Hold on. Is this it right here? Nope. Where's Julia at? Is Julia still in here? Julia, if you're in here, see if you can find Tommaso's Facebook. Tommaso, his name is, hold on. I just put it in there. So they took it, they took it down. Oh, are you serious? They took his Facebook down? Wow. They took Tommaso's Facebook down. Oh, wow. So did he delete his Facebook? Or did government seize his face? Because they can seize your Facebook. Did they seize his? Oh. Wow. So is Sione even a name? That was the first time I ever heard of. First time I ever heard of the last name Sione until today, or yesterday actually. Sorry, first time I ever heard of the last name. Let me see. Wow. Oh, so Sione actually comes from the last name Sione, which is Cione, not Ione, is where it comes from. Which is also a short form of Giovanni. Interesting. That's why I couldn't find. That's why I was so quiet, guys. I was trying to find his Facebook because I was trying to see if he's connected with this person, but there's no Facebook no more. Maybe the FBI is trying to do the same thing I'm doing. They're probably trying to do the same thing I'm doing. They are definitely trying to do the same thing I am doing right now. They're trying to look through all his stuff Like I am really doing right here in real time with you guys, doing the exact same thing, just to see if I can find something. Let's see if I do this. What happens? People with that. This last name is definitely not common. Definitely not common. I'm late. Who is he? That is Annie Guthrie's husband. Tommaso. How you pronounce his last name? I can't even pronounce it. Sioni. So other people, yeah, see, I was looking at other people in Italy that have it. I couldn't find nobody in America with it. Damn, bro, you still alive and getting to it? Come on. You know me by now. I don't stop. You know me by now. I don't stop. Once these engines go, they go. And they took down his Facebook. Well, that ruined what I was going to do. Annie, you and your husband are going down. Oh, man. Oh. Wow. They're probably trying to do the same thing I'm doing. I bet you. You know what the police are doing right now? FBI is doing? They're combing everything about him. Every nook and cranny is going to be discovered about this guy. That's what they're doing right now. Everything. They're going to talk to his family. I can't see his family, so FBI is going to find who his family is. They're going to see if he's legal. They're going to see all kind of things. Yeah, out of all these cases I've done, he's the first one I ever did a background check on and not see family members from his side of the family. He is the very first one. You know what? Let me try one more thing. Because they said in Italy, his name also could be spelled with an E, right? So let's see something. See if something pops up. Now, there was some stuff that popped up when I looked earlier, but the problem was it was all in Italian, and I could not read it. Trying to see if I can find it again. You know he was a band, right? You guys go listen to his music? You gonna get him some spins on Spotify? Or Reverb, whatever it was? Wonder what his music's about. All right. Yeah, this guy's a straight ghost, you guys. He's a ghost. I mean, there's not much you can find on his background whatsoever. He's one of the first I've seen this like this. Wait, hold on. What's this right here? What is this? Guys, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys my screen. Hey, speaking of you said what school he work at? You said what school does he work at, right? Watch this. Look. I'm trying to look for this guy. I just put his name in Google. Facebook. Oriole Valley Primary. Okay? Teacher. Features Mr. Tommaso Sioni, 6th grade in AP Biology. Watch what happens when you click on the link. Look. This content isn't available right now. This content isn't available right now. Look. So Google still has it, because even when you take something off your website, Google will still have it sometimes. So Google is still showing what the page used to say. Teacher features Mr. Tomasa, 6th grade AP Biology. How long have you taught? So it looks like they're asking them questions or something. But when you click on the link, they took him down. They took him down. He is down. Basis Oreo Valley Primary. Let's see what this is. That's got to be the school, right? You think it's a school? That's got to be the school, right, guys? Basis Oreo. Yep, it's the charter school, guys. They took him down from the Facebook page. He is no longer on the Facebook page. What's this right here? What is this? Oh, nope, that's not him. Yeah, he is no longer on the Facebook page, guys. Let's make sure the school even still has the page. Let's see. All right, the school is still there. The school is still there. He just ain't there. His content was scrubbed all the way down. Yeah, guys. He's officially a suspect being looked at. There's no way about that. He is a suspect being looked at. I mean, we just proved it right now, just with the school taking him off the website. He is definitely a suspect being looked at. FBI took evidence out their house. They impounded the car. He wasn't even in the video. Tracy says, I wanted you to know that I enjoyed your YouTube channel. Have a wonderful, blessed night. Thank you, Tracy. You have a blessed night too. Make sure you stay safe out there, okay? Look forward to speaking with you. Join in the chat next time. Cassandra says, I love watching your videos. Rosie says, if there hasn't been a new ransom request, then I would bet it's him. Ruth, you have a good night as well, too. I'll be on here, you guys, for maybe about 10 more minutes because we already unlocked a lot of things. We unlocked a lot just in this chat tonight, a lot. I know I ended it with this video.
Coming up in this episode of Brian Anthony, there is a known suspect, and I know there's been other reporting out there about a suspect. I don't have any, and you guys know I'm always totally transparent with you about what I know and what I don't know, and I never report anything that I'm not able to confirm myself. So I'm just like, I'm an open book with you guys. I don't have any information or any reporting or any information from my own sources about there being a suspect right now. It doesn't mean that there's not one behind the scenes, but I have no reporting on that. So what I do know is that the sheriff put out a statement today, and this is what the sheriff's office said. It says, At this point, investigators have not identified a suspect or person of interest in this case. Detectives continue to speak with anyone who may have had contact with Mrs. Guthrie. Detectives are working closely with the Guthrie family. While we appreciate the public's concern, the sharing of unverified accusations or false information is irresponsible and does not assist the investigation. No suspect or person of interest has been identified at this time. So that is the latest from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They're going to have another press conference tomorrow, or maybe we'll get some more information. I will say, in the past, I have covered other cases where police will not be so forthcoming with the media and the public initially, even if they have information behind the scenes. But needless to say, that statement was very, very clear that they're saying that they do not have a person of interest or a suspect at this time. So in terms of the latest on what's been happening out here, it's been relatively quiet here outside Nancy's house. There is...
They are lying. They are lying. They got a suspect. We saw it. His page is down. His Facebook is down. The school took him down. You don't do that unless you're a suspect. They not telling us the whole truth. Like always, I'm not shocked.
There is private security now that's sort of keeping an eye on the house out here. And her daughter, Annie, lives about 10 minutes from here, where there's also a big media presence. I want to show you what it's like there. So this is Annie Guthrie's house, where she lives with her husband. And this is about 10 minutes away from Nancy's house. So it's pretty close. It's actually a very similar neighborhood in terms of just the houses are kind of spaced out. They're a little bit closer together here, but it's desert out here. It's out on the fringe of Tucson, and you can see there's a lot of media out here outside Annie's house who are all just waiting to see if she comes back. What's
I look up
happening.
to
The
Brian
FBI was
Anthony.
out here
He
yesterday.
is the GOAT. I look up to this guy.
I have that confirmed. And they were talking to Annie and her husband. So the media is just out here waiting to see if anything develops here outside the house. But yeah, it's a single story kind of ranch style. You can see like everything else around here. There's a ton of cactus out in the yard. And we don't believe anyone is home right now.
So now we're looking at Annie's house. My first live with you. Amazing show. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Stuff says, just chiming in. Great explanation on Bitcoin. Thank you. I know a lot of people didn't know exactly how it works, so I tried to explain it the best way I can, the easiest way, because Bitcoin can be complicated. They don't want to spook him away. Brian is good. Yes, I look up to Brian. Brian is very good. A lot of us call him the GOAT. We call him the GOAT. Must be nice not to have to mow your lawn. Melanie says it must be nice to not have to mow your lawn. Oh, man. Let's continue on what he's saying real quick. Let's get going. So this is Annie's house.
So it's pretty quiet out here now. And again, this is just media out here. The neighbors have been coming out and asking sort of for updates and what's going on. Kind of give you an idea of what the neighborhood is like here. Again, the houses are spread out. Kind of a lot of land and space in between the houses.
Have a great night.
After I left, there was also
in.
Some action there, which one of my colleagues got some video of. There, Savannah's sister Annie, and who we believe is her brother, came home to the house and then just went inside. So obviously, just a terrible situation for the entire family. There have been some reports that Savannah is staying with her sister there. We don't.
Good question here, so I can explain to you guys real quick. How come they don't track the email address from the ransom note? Can't they track the email address? Let me explain to you guys something. Yes, you can track the email address, but There's things called VPNs or spoofing, meaning every time you use your computer, your laptop, your phone, anything that connects to the internet has an IP address. We all know that, right? Because if one of you guys go on your phone or internet right now and you try and make a threat towards somebody in a government official building, you're going to have people knocking your door in probably 15 minutes because they're going to track your IP address. But there's things called a VPN. You can easily download one of those on your phone. You can download it on your computer. I have 3 on my computer. You can also do what is called spoofing, okay? Meaning that the IP address, right? When you're sending something, your computer is gonna act like it's connected. Let's say you're in Chicago, all right? You can set it up to where your VPN, it looks like your computer's in LA. You can even make it look like it's in Mexico. You can even make it look like it's in England, all right? So when they go to track it, they're like, oh, it's tracked to Mexico somewhere. They're using the VPN. You can also do what is called spoofing. Spoofing is very similar. Spoofing is very big when it comes to phones. So spoofing works to where, very hard to explain, but somebody can literally copy your number, okay? Your number to the T, your information, call your loved one, your mom, dad, daughter, son, call them on their phone, and when they pick up their phone, it will show your name and number, but it really is not you. Not at all. That's what spoofing is. So you can do the same thing with the internet. You can send somebody an email, okay? And when they backtrack it, it can go to John Gray, who lives down the street, and now people are knocking his door, and John Gray's like, I didn't do anything. They spoofed him. I learned a new word, spoofing. Yes. Spoofing, like I said, is big with cell phones.
Don't know that for sure, but we do know that Savannah is still in the area here, in the Tucson area. That's according to the sheriff. What's also interesting is with these ransom notes. So there were 2 ransom notes. One went to TMZ, and the other one went to a local TV station here in Tucson. What's interesting is that all happened yesterday, that we found out about it yesterday.
Who was I know a guy who was I think he's doing 17 or 18 years. He's doing a long time. He was spoofing people out of money. He made a lot of money. He made something like, it was in the millions, $3 or $4 million is what he made. And he wasn't doing this to regular people. He was doing this to financial institutions. That's how technical and how good it can be if you're really good at it. He was doing it for, I think, 2 years. And then they finally caught on. But he was doing it with bank transactions and things like that, where the financial institution thought they were sending money, thought they were talking to this company, but they really weren't. They were talking to this guy the whole time. And that's what he was doing. He just got greedy and got caught.
But the sheriff is now saying that the night before, so not yesterday, which would have been, I'm getting my days mixed up. Yesterday would have been Tuesday. Monday night, the sheriff says that they found out about the one ransom note, I believe the one sent to the local TV station here in Tucson. And the sheriff actually showed the note and told Savannah Guthrie about the note and showed Savannah the note. That is what the sheriff is saying. What I find interesting about that is that, and the sheriff also made clear that they still don't know the legitimacy of the notes. But what I think is interesting is that he obviously thought it was important enough that he showed Savannah Guthrie the note. But we still don't know if the note is legit. We don't know if either note is legit, but we know that it described what Nancy Guthrie was wearing and also some details from inside the house. Whether those details are true and legit, we don't know. That's something I'm going to ask Maureen.
Said, why hasn't he lawyered up yet? We don't know. He could be getting here's the thing. If he's, let's say, if he is a narcissist or full of himself, He could be thinking he's smarter than the police. You get a lot of those. He could be thinking he's smarter than the cops. So he could be getting interrogated right now as me and you guys are on live. He could be in the interrogation room getting interrogated. And he could be thinking, instead of saying, I need a lawyer, he could be thinking he's smarter than the police, meaning I'm going to outsmart them. There's a lot of people that think that and do that. And that's how they end up getting caught. So just keeping your mouth shut and asking for the police.
O'Connell about it in a minute. I'm also going to ask her about her thoughts about whether or not there could be a suspect that police are just not being forthcoming about. So that's coming up in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you that update on the ransom notes. Also, when I was driving here to Nancy's house from Savannah's sister's house, I noticed there's still a lot of searching going on in this area. We saw the helicopter up.
Oh, should be able to hear me now. Do you guys think she's alive, or do you think she's not alive? What do you think? You think she's alive or she's not alive? The one thing that I thought of was, you guys can hear me now? All right, you guys can hear me. Good. So the one thing I thought about was when they first came with that $2,500 reward. That was what they came with first. Now there's a $25,000 reward put up by the church. But before the church put that up, it was only $2,500. When I first saw $2,500, I'm like thinking, like, that's what her life is worth, $2,500. But the family's filthy rich. I don't know. That right there made me think that she's maybe not alive. And then the same day they brought in homicide unit. The very same day. So I was thinking, do they think she's not alive? I don't know. It's very hard to tell.
Last night here for an hour, circling very, very low around Nancy's home, and then I saw them searching in a wooded area a little while ago. So I was just driving back over to Nancy's house, and you can see there's all of these sheriff's deputies from the Pima County Sheriff's Office that were all just out searching in this area, and they all just packed up to leave. And I'm really right behind where Nancy's house is. I'm gonna walk across the street here and show you. And I was trying to explain to you guys yesterday, but there's all this like just empty area in between the houses out here in her neighborhood. So this is like
we hope she's alive. We hope she.
Just
we all hope she's alive, right?
Her house is back on the other side over there. But they were all just stopped here and searching. And this kind of goes back to us seeing the helicopter yesterday. There was a helicopter up over her house where they were searching. So I don't know if they're getting tips or what. But there's definitely still a search going on in her neighborhood. All right, so clearly there's still searches going on. I showed you this drone video yesterday that shows kind of what the neighborhood is like from the sky and just how spread apart the homes are. But I also wanted to give you an on-the-ground look at the area right around Nancy's house. All right, so I just want to show you guys a little bit of the lay of the land with the neighborhood. This is Nancy's house here. and they now have security outside, but you can see all the media here in front of the house. And a lot of people have been asking me, like, what's it like around the neighborhood? What's it like next to the house? This is my team, by the way. This is Nick and Mo. They're working like crazy out here. Appreciate them. But so anyway, that's Nancy's house. That's her driveway. And then you can see, like, everyone's like, oh, it's a neighborhood. But I mean, look, right next to her house, there's just a lot of just wooded area. And I say wooded, I mean, it's cactus.
Yeah, for you guys who's never been out there
desert.
before.
Then you can see the next house next door is back behind the brush here. But across the street, there's just more brush. And when people are like, oh, you know, there's got to be a ton of cameras around. There's got to be traffic cameras right there. I mean, now you get an idea of why we're not seeing much video. Granted, there might be some traffic cameras down along the main drag that I saw, but there's no cameras right in this area. And even if houses have cameras like this one, you see how far set back they are from the road. And if you look at my video from last night, it's pitch black out here. I mean, there's no street lights or anything like that out here. Hey, how you doing? It's right back there.
Where are the cops?
There are no cops there. Yeah.
Do you have any?
Do you live around here?
I do.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on a live stream. I don't know if you mind me just talking to you for a minute. Yeah, what's your name?
I don't want to talk.
Okay,
about it,
okay.
No, I just need to find the police. Where they are. They're not here.
No, did you know something?
Well, I have pictures.
What kind of pictures?
Well, we live in this neighborhood, but closer to First Avenue.
Okay.
We get a ton of people in here casing these houses.
People casing houses?
Oh yeah, I have pictures.
Really?
I called the tip line yesterday.
Can you show me? Do you mind?
Yeah, but not until I'll come back.
Okay, I'm right outside the front. I definitely find the police though. They're not outside the house, but I would go to the sheriff's office.
Well, no, that's a really big drive. But I'm going to go over to the other house because I know where that is.
Go over there. And there were also police just searching around the corner.
Corner where?
Gosh, I got my... It gets tricky
twisted
around
in
here. Yeah, it does.
And see, that's why it's so incredibly hard to believe this is random.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in this neighborhood and I couldn't find it. My husband grew up just a little bit over there, and so he walks here all the time.
Well, that's what I was just saying on my video. I'm still recording, by the way. I hope you don't mind. But I was just saying on my video, people don't realize how, like, they think, oh, why isn't there more video? But there's no cameras around here. Or if they're on the houses, they're set back.
They're around.
Are they?
Yeah, they're around. People have them, but that's one thing over there that my husband, because our neighborhood is technically part of this one.
Okay.
This is just the older part. And people have cameras over there. I know one person who has cameras.
What the pictures you have, is it what kind of people walk? Like what?
There are people who come and ask for, do you want to buy solar panels?
Oh, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Windows washed, but they never have equipment.
Yeah.
And then there's a real weird situation that happened a while back. So I'm going to go.
Okay, go talk to police. Thank you. That's interesting. Yeah, I heard that woman there. People have been pretty friendly here for the most part.
Very interesting.
But, so, as you turn the corner here, this goes up back behind. This goes back up behind Nancy's house. So this is the house next to hers here. And you heard her just say that people have cameras, but I have not seen a ton of cameras. My producer yesterday spotted a couple. The helicopter that we saw up in the air yesterday was up.
One of you guys brought a good point in the chat. You said, because as I was watching her, I was reading the chat too. Where is it? One of you guys said, here we go. I don't think her son-in-law took her out. I believe friends, the ones they showed, because if they return her, then she can easily say my son-in-law did it. You brought up a very good point with that. Because she's going to easily say, oh, Tomas did it. So if he is the one that did this, and let's say he's the one that physically did this, that means her chances of being alive are none. He can't have her pointing him saying that, hey, he did this. or he had somebody else do it. So remember how Columbus police didn't say anything for 10 days about Monique and Spencer Teppy? People on the internet also thought the brother-in-law Spencer did it, but it was Monique's ex. Yep. I know, because I was one of the first ones saying it was the ex. I don't think Stu, he wants the burden of Nancy. He, of course, is the master of the kidnapping. So I think she is near the mountains. Band members are like brothers. Interesting. Where are the band members at? Where are they at? She said yeah, she had pictures of people casing houses. Barbara says, I agree. Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. If he's the one that physically took her out the house, she can't be alive. There's no way. Unless he plans on taking the Bitcoin and going back to Italy and doing what he's doing, or going to a country where they don't extradite you, because they do have countries where they don't extradite you. You can go to Russia, you can go to Belize. They have countries where they don't extradite. So unless he plans on doing that and being the number one enemy pretty much around the world, he's got to get rid of her if he is the physically one that did that. Does the band have a Facebook, or did the FBI take it down? That's a great question. What is the band's name anyway? Anybody know the band's name? TC said, that's what I said yesterday. People helped the person who dropped her off. I believe they were in the house already. So you're saying you believe they're in the house when she got back at 9:45. There are videos of him on the internet playing in a band. Let's see if I can find some. Let's see if I can find some, actually. I want to know. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted with his crap. Let's see here. Trying to see if I can find some. Is this him? Hold on real quick. Hold on. Brother. Is that him? I don't think this is him. What was the name of his album? Let's see. Or his band. There's another singer called Tommaso too. Ain't that something? Let me see. Oh, that's right. His band was on Reverb or whatever it's called. But I gotta find the name of his band. Do you guys have it? Let's see. See if you guys have it. Early Black, Young Black, First Black, or Young Black. Early Black. Let me see. Oh, I found it. I found it. I'm not going to play it because I don't know if they got their music copyrighted or not. Right here, Early Black, Straight Line. Early Black was born on April 2007 when Dominic Evan drums, Tommaso Cioni bass and vocals met Walter over a series of online newspaper ads. So you mean to tell me this man came to America in 2006, got married to Annie, got his green card, and formed a band the next year? He did all this within a year. That is crazy. He did all this within a year? When did Yeah, the band is called Early Black. When did hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I had to double check to make sure. So Savannah Guthrie, Savannah was a worked for Court TV in the early 2000s. So when he got with Annie, in 2006, when he first moved here and married her, whatever, however that worked, he probably already knew who Savannah was because Savannah was already on Court TV. At that time, Court TV didn't have a YouTube page, so they were just cable networks. They were a channel, an actual channel. You turn to Court TV. So she was actually being broadcast on TV. So he knew who she was, right? He knew who she was, got married to Annie, then formed the band within a year. I wonder if he thought that him forming this band was going to bring him to stardom because he's with Annie and Annie's Savannah's sister. Or maybe I'm thinking too much into this. Interesting. Yeah, here's the video you're talking about with him on the on YouTube. Says Early Black performs Straight Line at Cheese Lounge in Tucson, Arizona. So this is a video of them performing at a lounge. Huh. That's him right there. That is him right there in the corner. So his friends are from Tucson. So they do live there. Interesting. Court TV was international? That I didn't know. Well, it makes sense because back then cable channels were bigger than there wasn't really no YouTube or anything like that back then. Savannah worked with Nancy Grace on Court TV. Yes, Nancy Grace did say that. Yeah, she did start on NBC 2007. You're right. I just read that. So she was at Court TV first, and then 2007 went to NBC. I can't believe the police left the crime scene unattended. You would think the securing the crime scene with police training 101. We talked about that earlier. I said that was one of the most dumbest things I ever saw when it comes to crime and the police. One of the most dumbest things. Oh, let's leave it and then, oh, let's come back after it's a free-for-all for everybody. That was dumb. He called himself a rock star on a written interview I saw today on a YouTube show. Narcissistic wannabe. So you lived in UK when Court TV was on. Wow, okay. So the song was actually not that bad. I never didn't listen to any of the songs. I'll listen to one and I want to see exactly. Interesting. What we have discovered today on live.
Kind of above this area here, circling for a while. And I just wanted to walk a little farther back just to kind of show you the area back behind where Nancy lives. The houses are really nice. So this back here would be back behind the house, back in that area right there. So hopefully this...
Hold on, wait. I'm looking at you guys' comments too. The Olympics are in Italy. Ah, see, this is why I like you guys, and I pay attention. The Olympics were in Italy. I did not know that. Interesting.
gives you guys a little more of the lay of the land. I showed you the drone video yesterday, but it would be easy at night to get in and out of here without like a camera, I think, being able to spot your tag or something like that. And there are only a couple ways in and out of the neighborhood, and it's kind of twisty and windy in here. I'm joined now by Maureen O'Connell, a retired FBI agent and host of the podcast.
Wow. Yeah, I did not think about the Olympics being in Italy. I didn't even know that. If he has no history, how did they vet him as a teacher? That is a good question. How did they vet him as a teacher? Unless they have because I'm only doing like a level 1 search. I'm only doing a level 1 search. So unless the school had like a higher level, level 2, whatever, level 3, where you can actually see like where they came from, because I can't do I don't have access to do a history search in a different country. I've never tried it anyway, actually. Never tried it. Charter schools don't vet. Interesting. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. That part I didn't know. So charter schools aren't as strict as a public school is what you guys are saying. Isn't that kind of dangerous then? If that's the case, isn't that dangerous? Isn't that dangerous? Do we know the name of the school he worked at? Yes, we do. I'll show you right now. Basis Oro Valley Primary Charter School. We found that out because I tried to go to the Facebook page where he's on the Facebook page, and guess what? The school took him off the Facebook page. Let me read some of your chats before I'm about to get up out of here in a few minutes, but let me read some of your chats before I get up out of here. Salty South Texas says Brian Enton's voice is unmistakable. You are right. Yes, that was the school. That was the school. I'll show you one more time. Basis Oro Valley Primary. That is the school. Head of school, head of operations, director of academics. That is the school. Lauren Meek says Lupita. Oh, you've been following a Lupita case, actually. Let me look up something real quick. I do know, but I don't know if it's her or not. Hold on real quick. Let me double check. So far they are
Many
still
family members.
They are still searching for Lupita. I did see that there was a body found, but it was nowhere near the canal, nowhere close. It was in a whole different town. I saw on TikTok that some people were saying that it could have been her, like she could have been took there, but there's no I should say confirmation of that. But so far as I know, they're still looking for Lupita. Thanks for mentioning her name. Did Dr. McGee get vetted too? Well, Dr. McGee or McKee, remember he before all this happened, supposedly had a clean background. Brian Enton annoys me. Oh, well, do I annoy you? Hope I don't annoy you. Hope I don't. Charter schools are more lenient with requirements for teachers. I believe that because the charter schools where I'm at, their grades are like D's and F's. So I believe that. Original Bay says, I'm about to go look at some of your videos. Please do. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love Brian Enton too because he speaks with like you can tell he cares what he does. And is very careful of what he says too, I realize. So I actually learn a lot from him. Brian Enton was all over the Idaho thing. Him and Ashley. I did hear Little John's son is missing. I heard that. Somebody texted me that while I was doing this live. He was being sued. Yes, I mean, you're right. He was being sued. But I think to look at more of probably the criminal side, I'm thinking maybe. Because the malpractice lawsuit, it's like you sue a hospital, right? Or you say you get a lawyer. Your lawyer's going to sue everybody that's involved. So your lawyer can sue the hospital. Your lawyer will sue the doctor. He might even sue the utensils that was made to use the incision to cut you open with. The company who made the utensils, right? And then what happens is insurance takes over from there. And insurance is supposed to settle all that and do everything for you. It's supposed to. So these doctors are supposed to have insurance to cover all that. So I'm thinking maybe a lot of these doctors probably get sued behind the scenes and we probably just don't know it. The world is a dangerous place. Good night, TC. I hope you have a great and wonderful night. Okay? Listen, guys, I'm glad all you guys came in to the chat. It was wonderful. I think we had over 500 something people, almost 600 people at one point in here. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, hope you guys take care of yourself. Watch your surroundings. Okay. If I get any updates, I'm going to upload a video as soon as possible on this. Okay. Going to upload a video and you guys, please take care of you. Thank you, Barbara, for being here. TC, Ruth, Gold, Salty South Texan, Elizabeth, Miss Vanek, Lauren, Nosy, Adania, is that how you pronounce it? Adania, Malech. Thank you all, everybody, for being in here. I'm just giving you guys some shout outs for, for being in here. Original Bay, you as well. Claudia, thank you. What time will I be on tomorrow? I am going to, so what I usually do is I create a post. I create a post for what I usually do like hours beforehand. And I'll create a post to let people know like, hey, do you want me to go live at 9 o'clock? That's usually what I do. And I try and go live at least once or twice a week. Hopefully I can start going live even more. The more subscribers I get, the more I can actually start doing this for you guys pretty much almost full time, right? So, but I always upload a video pretty much almost every day, sometimes 2 videos at least every day on a case with updates, whatever it is, okay? Everybody sends me updates all the time. A lot of my videos, I'll have emails in my videos and descriptions, so you can email me as well. I'm an open book. Hey, good night to you too. Like I said, you guys, please take care of one another. Look out, be careful of your surroundings, lock your doors, all right? Before I go real quick, before I go, I'm gonna give you a little something that I learned. All right? I do these cases on missing people all the time, people that go vanishing and everything else, right? So I try and help the next person out to be safe only because of all these cases I do, and only because of my experience of the people that I unfortunately had to be around and learn how they operate and learn how they move. But from being around them, I was able to learn how to keep myself safe, learn how to keep my family safe, and not only that, try and teach the next person how to at least be safer than what they're thinking. Okay. So, like I said, always look at your surroundings. If you're walking, especially women, okay? If you're walking, you're taking a walk, all right? Please don't walk and look at your phone. I'm telling you now, do not walk with your head down looking at your phone. Please try not to do that. Have your head on a swivel, look as much as you can, all right? Because this is what these people look for. They look for vulnerable people like that who are not paying attention. If you're at the ATM machine, please look over your shoulder, all right? Please, take my advice, all right? I don't want to have to do a video on any of you guys, all right? Please have a good night, and you guys take care, and we're going to talk next time.